Hello everyone, the man who looks at the stars more than charts. Today again, I have brought hints from the universe. In the previous video, I selected 5 coins that have explosive potential in 2026 and shared them with you. The first coin among them is bittensor. Today, we will analyze bittensor throughout the entire year of 2026 from a Vedic astrology perspective, in great depth and with extreme detail, focusing on what matters most to investors, when it rises and when it falls, and organize everything completely. And this analysis also includes the questions many of you continuously raised. Bittensor is not a top-tier major coin. It does not have an institutional accumulation structure like Bitcoin or Ethereum. If the AI narrative cools off, won't it cool down as well? Can its volatility be endured? We analyze all of this as a premise. First, let's look at the overall energy of 2026. The year 2026 is one where Saturn's pressure and Jupiter's expansion operate simultaneously. This structure creates polarization. Strong assets rise insanely, while weak ones collapse miserably. Bittensor has no middle ground here. It either explodes or shakes violently. Now let's move into the key monthly periods. January. January has strong downward pressure. The tension of Mars overlaps with Rahu's influence. Between January 7th and 11th, there is a high probability of a first bottom. Between January 18th and 21st, another bottom possibility. This period is a fear expansion zone where trading volume can easily dry up. However, this bottom is not likely to be the lowest point of 2026. February. February is a rebound attempt zone. Jupiter's short-term transit creates upward momentum. Between February 14th and 18th, a short-term high is possible. However, this rise is more technical rebound in nature rather than a trend reversal. The upside has the advantage, but sustainability is weak. March. March is the most important turning point in the first half of 2026. Between March 9th and 13th, strong volatility. Between March 22nd and 27th, a candidate zone for the first half highest point. If bittensor strongly emerges along with the AI narrative here, a first wave peak could form. In probability terms, the explosive potential is about 62 to 68%. However, trading value must support it. April. April is a profit-taking zone after adjustment and rise. Between April 5th and 12th, a pullback. Between April 19th and 24th, secondary downward pressure. This is the psychological area where people may say, is it over? But this is still not the main wave. May. May is a regrouping zone. Jupiter's energy provides expansion again. Between May 11th and 16th, strong bullish candles are possible. Around May 25th, a short-term high. If this area breaks out in a breakout structure, bittensor enters a genuine trend up structure. June. June is very important. Between June 6th and 10th, a sharp drop is possible. This is one of the candidate zones for the lowest point of the first half. If this zone presses deeply, it may instead become an energy compression zone for a major explosion in the second half. July. July is the month of transition. Between July 14th and 19th, a strong upward wave may begin. If accompanied by trading volume, the probability of a midterm trend reversal exceeds 70%. If the overall market atmosphere is bullish at that time, bittensor could act as a late cycle leading coin. August. August is the most powerful upward energy zone in 2026. Between August 3rd and 9th, a first surge. Between August 18th and 24th, continued expansion is possible. This is the #1 candidate for the yearly highest point in 2026. The explosion probability is about 74%. However, if it fails, the drop will also be large. This is bittensor's double-edged sword structure. September. After forming a high, rapid volatility. Between September 5th and 12th, a sharp drop is possible. In this zone, a 25 to 40% correction from the high is also open. October. A technical rebound zone. Around October 10th, a rebound. However, the renewed upward trend is weak. November. The second opportunity zone. Between November 4th and 9th, strong volatility. The probability of retesting the high here is about 48%. The probability of surpassing the August high is not high. December. December is the month of distribution and consolidation. Between December 14th and 18th, a year-end adjustment is possible. The yearly highest point is most likely in August. The yearly lowest point is most likely in January or June. Now I will answer the core question. Bittensor is not a top-tier major coin. Therefore, when it rises aggressively, and when it falls, liquidity drains first. Institutional defense lines are weak. Narrative dependency is high. However, in the Vedic astrology structure, 2026 is a year that resonates with the expansion of AI-related narratives. Therefore, it is a conditionally explosive coin. If the overall market is bullish, the upside magnitude will rank among the top. If the market turns bearish, the downside magnitude will also rank among the top. To summarize, upside dominant periods: late March, mid-July, early to mid-August. Downside dominant periods: early to mid-January, mid-April, early June, early September. The most important period is August. If trading volume and market temperature attach during this period, the probability of the yearly highest point is the greatest. But once again, this analysis is a probabilistic interpretation based on Vedic astrology. Investment decisions must be made according to your own asset condition and risk management strategy. Especially bittensor belongs to the highest volatility group. If today's video was helpful, please subscribe and like. I will continue to analyze the remaining coins one by one in great depth. The universe gives hints, but the choice is yours. See you in the next video. Thank you.